हाँ Hello, Vikit Salen. I'm audible to you, Vikit?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hey, Vasant, joined, Vasant, Rakshit, join to this, like, ನನ್ನ ಗ್ರೂಪಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರು, ಒಮ್ಮೆ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗ್ಯಪ್ಪ. Hello, sir. Good morning. Rakesh, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Shall we start, sir, with?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, our student president will start, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Harshit.
Good morning. Yes, sir. I'm audible, sir.
Yeah, you're audible.
Yes. Good morning to one and all gathered here. I, Harshit Shetty, President of IST Student Chapter, take this golden opportunity to welcome our respected speaker, Mr. Rajesh Raju. I would also like to welcome Mr. Prashant D, Staff Coordinator, IST, and my heartily welcome to all the staff and students attending this webinar on Google application, which is organized by IST Student Chapter in association with IEI. Once again, I welcome you all. I would like to take the opportunity to introduce the speaker for the day. He is none other than Mr. Rajesh Raju. He is currently working as assistant professor in Department of Computer Application at St. Joseph Engineering College, Wamajo. He completed his BSc at St. Aloysius College and MCA at KVG College of Engineering, Sulya. He started his career as lecturer at Sri Venkataramana Swami College, Bandwal in 2010. He has published 2 national journals and 11 international journals, out of which 2 papers has been awarded Best Paper Award. He has also attended various national level seminars and workshops. He is also IGIP International Engineer Educator, certified by International Society for Engineering. He has also won the Green Thinkers International Educator Award in 2021. He is also Wipro certified faculty as a mentor for project-based learning in Java J2EE. He has also won first place in Content Guru during the Inspire Faculty Excellence Award national event held on 30th June 2016 at Infosys Limited. It's a pleasure to have you here with us, sir. I would like to hand over the session to Mr. Rajesh Raj. Please, sir.
Thank you, Harshit, and thank you, Prashant, sir, for this wonderful opportunity. So let me just present my screen. Okay. So I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Okay. So thank you for the introduction. So I don't want to tell nothing more about me. I think that was a good, big introduction which was given. This session, when sir had called me 3 days back, I was thinking what to tell about this Google Suite, because majority of you have gone through this multiple apps. So what you can see on the screen are the apps which are provided by Google. Generally, it is called as Google Suite. Initially, the name was given as Google Apps, but now they are changed it to Suite. And they are mainly used for this 4 purpose. What you see it here, that is to communicate, to collaborate, to organize, and engage. There are quite a few amount of app icons which has been put there. So majority of you use this in your day-to-day life. So today I am not going to tell anything in detail, but I just want to share few tips and tricks on how to use this Google Suite apps, and what are the extra things which you can do along with this. So before moving forward, I just wanted to know the expectation from your side. So what I will do is I'll just post a poll here. So you can open this particular poll. I put in the chat box. So when you open that, you will move towards this particular page. So whatever is the responses, you can just please key in there. Okay, so we are getting the responses. So around 5 people have responded. There are almost 40 plus people in this particular Google Meet. Okay, so I just give another 10 seconds more to answer this, because after this we have another set of questions. So those who are not joined this, just in the chat box you have a link there. Just click on the link, you will be taken to a different page where you just have to key in whether you are a student or you are a faculty, or whether you are a non-teaching staff or a research scholar. Okay, so responses are slowly coming in. Okay. I feel a majority of you are students. So yes, so that's what this graph says. I will move on to the next slide. So when I move on to the next slide, automatically for you also the slide will change. So you just have to select an option from there. So it is asking that you have whether you used Google Apps or whether you are not used it, or whether you are using it for the first time or you have been a regular user. So whatever is your answers, you can just key in there. Okay. So I have a majority of the people who have been regularly using, so that is good. So if I'm by mistake, if I'm making any mistakes, then you will be able to help me out. I feel so. Okay, so there are again almost 14 people have responded. Sorry, 15 people out of that. More than 90% people have been regularly using Google Apps. Good to know that. Okay. Next, I wanted to know what is your expectation from this particular session. So you can just type in and you can submit. Here you don't have an objective type of option. You have to key in your answers. Just type the answers, you can submit it. So this is for me to know what you people are expecting from this particular session. So accordingly, I can take it forward. Okay, tips and tricks. Okay. Yes, that obviously I'll be sharing within this 1 hour, whatever maximum is possible. I'll try to share it from my end. Okay. To know more about Google application, yes, we'll give an overall idea about what are this app. Okay, the best way to use and become helpful for us. Yes, how to use this apps efficiently, learn about new topics, and learn more about Google application. Yes, infos on Google search engine. Yes, we will cover that also. So around 6 people have responded. I hope there are few more who are typing their responses. So if in so since majority of your regular users, if you have any doubts, that also you can put it here. So which we'll be able to cover it during our sessions. So that also will be helpful. Okay, maximum info, yes. Special features of Google applications, yes. So around 9 members have responded. Okay, to know more about Google application. Okay, so almost everybody wanted to know more about Google application. I just wanted to check whether there are any specific doubts or something, some specific expectation which you have from this particular session. Okay, so no problem. I request you to, those who are typing, you can type and you can submit, no problem. I'll be able to see it later also. Okay, want to know about the future update, like any new features. Okay, new features, there are quite a new features which are coming with for majority of the Google apps. Few are in the beta version, so maybe there are new features which are coming, especially in the Google Classroom and all those things. There are new features coming, and in other apps, if you see, not only the mobile versions, if you see the desktop versions, you can see in majority of the apps there are new features which are coming on a day-to-day basis. Okay, so that also we will see. Okay, so I will close this particular window. You can come back to the Google Meet. So everybody who are in that Mentimeter, you can just close that window and you can come back to the Google Meet. Okay, next is a small quiz for this. So can anyone tell? If you want, you can unmute yourself and you can tell, or else if you can share in the chat box. Is there anything common between all these apps you see there? Or is there anyone who can name what are these icons of? The first one, obviously, everybody should be able to tell. Either you can unmute yourself. If you know all the app names, you can unmute yourself and you can tell. Otherwise, you can put it in the chat box. So I request whoever is there in the Mentimeter, kindly close and come back to the Google Meet. So can anyone name this apps which you see it on the screen? Okay, Uber is there. The second icon is Uber. Thank you, Ashish. Okay. Then there is Instagram. The first is of Instagram. The third one is Airbnb. Yes, right. FB, Insta, Netflix. Yes. Alibaba. Yes. So almost everything we have got. Thank you. Okay. Can anyone tell what is the common thing between all these apps? There is something common with all this. About Insta, about Uber, about Airbnb, Facebook, Netflix, and Alibaba. There is something common. Okay. I'm waiting for the responses. If I'm not getting responses, I can go forward. Okay. So to tell about the first one, the Instagram. So Instagram, if you see, Instagram is the website or a particular portal where we can see a huge number of images. There are unlimited or there are huge number of images, but none of the images are being owned by the Instagram. So that is a peculiarity with Instagram, right? So if you see whatever photos are there, all those photos are being posted by the users, especially we people. So it's the largest repository of photos. If you see Uber is the world's largest taxi chain, but none of the cars are being owned by Uber. Means the taxis are owned by some people. Those people work for Uber. They rent their own taxis and they work there. So that is how the Uber works on. Similarly, if you see Airbnb is the world's largest hotel chain, which doesn't have an hotel on its own name. So the similar version has been opted by the Oyo and all those things here. There are different hotels and taxis which are there in the market, so they tie up with Airbnb and work. Similarly, Facebook, if you see, Facebook is a portal where you have largest multimedia contents. So you have videos, you have text, you have photos, and all those things. But none of this are being owned by Facebook. These are owned by the people like us who create account there. Similar way, if you see Netflix is one of the largest cable TV network, but they don't have a single cable which is laid by themselves. So they work with the help of internet. Similar way, Alibaba is the world's largest retail chain, but none of the shops are being owned by Alibaba. So all these platforms, if you see, all these platforms are virtually located. Means they are the top number one, but they don't have a physical space. They have offices obviously, but they don't have a physical space where they store all this data of themselves. So that is the peculiarity of all these things. Okay. So coming to this today's session, we will try to create, share. We will see how to create, share, and collaborate on Google Doc, Sheets, Slides, and all those different apps. And also, I'll be sharing a few useful tips on different Google apps. Okay. So I will start doing that. So you need not do along with me. You can just watch this particular thing, and maybe you can later you can try it out by yourself. Okay, so this is a page where we get when you type www.google.com. So this is where we come. Once you log into your account, your profile picture will come there. So just next to that you see something like this. So there are 9 dots. We call it as a G Suite cluster, or we call it as a Google app cluster. So there are a lot of apps which is listed there. And for each of you people, the apps which is shown here or displayed here will be different. It keeps on changing according to the frequency used. So for me, I frequently use all these apps. So that is why all these apps come on the top. So if you use some other apps regularly, those apps comes on the top. There are other apps also which are available here. Okay. So the first app which I have to tell you is about Gmail, which majority of us use. So when I click on Gmail, it come here, or directly you know how to get into this. You can type www.gmail.com, log into your account, and you reach here. Okay. So these things, how to create an account, how to create a Gmail account, and all those things is not required, because everybody here, I hope everybody are having your own Gmail account. Okay. So first we will see how to compose an email. So composing an email, typing and all those things, it's up to you. I'm not going to tell that. But it is always a good habit that you type the recipient address at the end. But generally we do it in a different way. When you open, first we type the address and after that we type the remaining things. But that is not a good habit. Why? Because we might have, most of the time we might have faced an issue like we send an email, but that email you tell that there is an attachment, but you forget to keep the attachment, or maybe by mistake you click on send and a blank message go to somebody. Okay, so to avoid that, it's always better to type your email, then you type the to address. So the best practice can be type the content first. Depending on the content, you type the subject, and after that you type the recipient address. Why that is necessary? Because whenever you see your inbox, you see the first thing what you can see is the subject which is here. So subject plays a major role. So similar in your case also, whenever you get an email, first you see the subject. So by seeing the subject, you decide whether I should open that email or not, or should I ignore it. Okay, so subject plays a major role. The next thing what is here is, if I type my to address here, you can see there are two other options which comes here, CC and BCC. So I don't know whether how many people are using this. So there are different uses for this. So CC is a carbon copy and BCC is a blind carbon copy. Anybody want to say something to interfere? Okay. So first you type the to address, next you type the CC. So it works in this way. So whomever I want to directly address to them, to those emails I have to put in to address. And if I have to send a copy to somebody, for example, in my case, later when you go to work or something, you will be doing like this. For example, you have to communicate something with your the person who is working along with to your subordinate. So what you do is, their address you will type in to, and your team lead or maybe your head or maybe your manager, that person's address you will type in the CC. Means sending a carbon copy of the same thing what I sent to your friend or a colleague. Okay, so that is how CC works. Then there is something called as a BCC. So BCC, to tell an example in an academics, for example, if I want to share something with the HOD, so what I do is, in the to address I type my HOD's address, and in CC I can type maybe principal address. Okay, and in BCC you can type somebody's address, so whom these two people will not come to know to whom it is been sent. For example, here I will just add my own other email IDs. Okay, so this is how I put to address is Rakesh Raju, one SJC account, my college account, other is my personal account, then one more is support, our college admin. So what happens is, when I send an email, the Rakesh Raju, the first email will get the email. Also, he will come to know that this particular email is being, a copy is being sent to the personal email ID also. So that is why he come to know. Okay. The best example here is, this same copy of the email will go to this particular person also, the third person, support@sjc.ac.in, and he will come to know this mails have been sent to these two people. But the advantage is, the first two people will not come to know that a copy has been sent to the other one. So especially when we've sent some confidential matters and when we have to address it to some other people, we do this. Okay, so this maybe it may be useful for you in a later stage. Okay, so that is how we send an email, and we have the CC and BCC factor. One more other thing, I just started typing an email. Maybe after typing I feel that that email is not required. What generally people will do is, people will directly close this email. So don't do that. If you close this, what happens is, it will come and get added to your draft. That's it. So what you have to do is, see, I just type something, some HHH I'll type, then I feel this email is not required, I close this. So what happens, it will get added to my draft. So when I click on my draft, you see these emails have been added here. That's it, whatever has been supposed to be sent. So if you want not to send it, what you have to do is, on the right bottom corner, we can see discard draft. So that is what you have to do, discard email. So when you click on that, your draft will not get full, the email will be directly discarded. Okay, so that is one best practice which you can do. But this is not what I wanted to start here. You see, how many of you write emails in your own local languages, maybe Kannada or Hindi or maybe Malayalam or all those things? So which is possible in your Google Gmail. Okay. So to do that, what you have to do is, you have to open the settings. On the top right, you can see there is a setting option. I click on settings. You get another option called see all settings. So I click on see all settings. When I click on see all settings, in the settings you have multiple tabs here. So the first tab is general. In the general, the first option you get it something called as a language. So this you get it from the settings and all settings. So what I have to do is I have to click on show all language options. So when I click on show all language options, you get this extra option here, which is called as enable input tools. For some people who use this, generally this will be there. If it is not there, this is how to get it. So I'll show it once again. I click on general. When I click on general, you get show all language option. I click on that, then you get an option called as enable input tool. I click on enable input tool. So when I click on enable input tool, you get to see that there are a lot of languages coming there. So generally, initially it will be coming like this. You get an English option, and to the left side you see you get almost all the languages which has fonts. It is available here. The script which are available here. So if I take an example of Hindi, so left side you see Hindi and right side you see English. So you by default for us everybody right side will be English. That is what language which we type. Okay. So left side if you see you have Hindi. When you go for Hindi language, you can see there are 4 different options of Hindi. So always remember you should select the language where the script is written there. So here if you see English A is there. So that is what you have to select. So you can either double click. So when I double click, you can see Hindi will get added here. Okay. So remember, don't select the language with a pencil or a keyboard. Always select the language which has a alphabet in it. Hindi is there. So similar way, if I want to select Kannada, for Kannada, if you see again 4 options of Kannada, but there is one language with a script there. So I double click on that, you'll get added to the right side. Similar way, if you see, if I want to select for Malayalam, also there are 4 options for Malayalam. Out of that, one is with the script. So I double click on that, the script get added here. So English is there, Hindi, Kannada and Malayalam. So I click on OK. I click on OK, I scroll down and I click on save changes. So then you see once you do that, you get a keyboard option on the top right here. Right, this keyboard option will come once you enable that input option. So now what I do, I click on compose, I click here. The next thing what I do is I can select my language from this keyboard. So next to keyboard there's a down arrow. I click on that, you get all the options. So first I'll go with Hindi. I click on Hindi. So you see that Hindi A will come here. I type here. So if I want to type Namaskar, I can type it in English. So I type Namaskar in English. So you see you get a list of all these options there in which the Namaskar is written in different ways. So whichever is the actual or the prompt option, you can either click on that or you can use the numbers near to that. So if I click on the number 1, what happens is that Namaskar will come here. Right? So I'll just increase the font size so that you can see. So Namaskar has come here, right? Then if whatever I want to type, so Kaise ho, K-A-I-S-E, if I type Kaise will come, ho if I type ho will come. If I put a full stop, you get the Hindi full stop itself, the dash will come there. So this is how we type Hindi. So if you want to change the language within this itself, what you can do is click on the down arrow, or maybe Kannada. I don't know to read and write Kannada, so I will not touch into that. I just wanted to show this. Malayalam I can add. So if I type Namaste here, the similar way, any language. So in a single mail itself, we can have multiple languages. Okay. So this is how we can type in different languages. So always make sure once you finish typing, you change it back to English. So click on this down arrow here. You select English with the letters EN here. Okay. And you can send this particular email to a person. So the advantage of using this is you will be able to type in your own languages, and the person who receives at the other end, he need not install any other thing. So he will get it as it is. So however you type, the same way he'll get. Whichever language is required, he'll get it there. Okay. So that is how we can use different languages. This option can be used across multiple Google apps. So we will show it later. So I'll just discard this. So this is how you can work in Gmail. One extra thing which I have shown, one tip here. I will go back to another thing which is called as a Google Drive, which I want to discuss. So to go to Google Drive, again, you can select on this app cluster, you get drive option here, or else you can type drive.google.com. All those things will take you to the same page. Okay. So to the left side of the Google Drive, I think majority of you are using this. Even in your phones also you are using this. You have a Google Drive. This is your drive. Then if somebody has shared something with you, it will come and share it with me. You will get something recently which I opened all this. You will get it here. And also you can see the storage is been shown here. So for a normal Gmail user, the storage capacity is 15 GB. That is across all the accounts you use. One second. So that is distributed to all the apps, but you have an institutional account or maybe a paid account, you can see the storage will be more. So my story, since I'm using the institutional account, you get more storage. Otherwise, generally you'll get 15 GB capacity. Okay. You have a new button. When you click on new button, you can create multiple options. You can create a folder, a file can be uploaded, folder can be uploaded. Google Doc, Sheet, Slide, Forms, almost all the apps are available here. So from here also you can create your doc, sheet, slides, and all those things, which is possible. Okay. But the thing what I wanted to show you here is I have this folder here. Okay, so which I have created today. So generally, what we struggle is people will struggle to convert PDF to document, or maybe to extract content from a document, right? So we use different online tools for converting from PDF to Word and all those things. But in Google Drive, there is an inbuilt option to do that. So here there is this folder, I have put it here. So in this folder, if you see, there is a PDF which is uploaded here. So it is test.pdf. So when I open, this is nothing but I just copied one page of a syllabus here, syllabus copy. And similar way, I have an image also here. So this is a GIF image. So this image is also having a text, right? So if you want to extract the text from any of this, either from PDF or image, so what you can do is, so when I open this image, the image gets opened here. And on the top, you see there is an option which is called as open with. Right, and there, if you want, you can connect with more apps. Second, connect is a bit slow. So what I do is I do it in a different way. Don't worry about that. I right click on that, and when I right click on that image, you get an option called as open with. There you get an option called as Google Docs. Right. So first, what you have to do is whichever has to be converted, or whichever from image, if you want to extract a text, what you can do is upload the image to your drive. Just right click on that image, go to open with, and you get an option called as Google Docs. So I click on Google Docs. So it will take few seconds for this. It's nothing but it is extracting. So this image is opened in Google Docs. So when I scroll down, I can see there is an image there. And below that, if you see, the text is also been put there. So I'll just change the font color so that you can see. See, whatever was there in the text, it has been taken. So create tomorrow together. So same thing, it is a create tomorrow together. The newest release of Creative Cloud is here, buy now, right? So this you can copy and you can take it. So this is how you can extract text from images, right? So similar way, I'll just close this. I have a PDF here. So I just open this particular PDF. So this is how it get open in Drive. So here also you get on the top, you get an open with option, you get Google Docs option, or else what I do in the similar way how I did, I right click on this, I click on open with option, and I click on Google Docs. So when I click on that, you see new Google Doc will get opened. It will take some time because it is getting converted. You see whatever was there in that particular PDF, exactly the same thing will get converted to the Word document, right? So this is one trick which you can do, but generally we have seen like people when they want to convert PDF to Word, you go for different options which is available online. Maybe you get watermarks or will not get converted properly and all those things. So if it is a clean document, then generally we'll get this. Even if it is not a clean document, we will be able to extract the text, but maybe it will not be properly formatted. But here if you see, this was the document, the PDF which I have put, and this is the one which has been converted. Obviously, maybe the boxes and all those things you might have to do it by yourself, but it's a boon that we will be able to get it extract properly. Okay, so this is one trick which you can use it in your Google Drive, and whatever you are converted, that converted one will be existing here as a Google Docs. Okay, so what I do is next I will show you how you can use to scan this particular image. So what I do is I just stop presenting from here. I will start presenting from my phone and show. Okay, so in phone, if you have installed Google Drive, you get this option, you get this drive icon. So I click on my drive. my drive gets open. So I will go to the same folder which is created for AGIT. Okay. So I go to the folder there. So here I will be able to see whatever documents we have opened just now, the converted ones and all those things. See, it's the same document which we have seen just now, the converted ones. Okay. So here this Google Drive app can be used for scanning. So when you open the Google Drive app, this is possibly only in the phone. You see on the right bottom corner, you can see there is a plus button, right? So I click on the plus button. When I click on the plus button, you get all this option. You get a folder, upload, scan, Google Docs, Google Sheets, and Google Slides. So here you have to use the scan option. So this is similar to your Google, sorry, not Google, the cam scanner and all those things. So I click on the scan option. I have a document which is already kept ready here. So what I do is I just click on this. I click the photo. The photo is being clicked. Okay, so if it is okay, I put a tick mark. If it is not okay, I close this and I do it again. So I put a tick mark. Then you get this option to rearrange it. So I click on the crop option. I can just the same like the way how you do in your cam scanner and all those things. All this borders can be done. If you want to rotate it, it can be rotated properly. So rotation option is there. We can rotate it. And okay, if you want to add a new page, on the left bottom corner, you can see there is a plus button there. Okay, so I click on the plus button. Again, camera comes. What I do is I turn this page. I just click a photo of the other side. I click a photo of this. The images come here. I put a tick mark. So now here the cropping has to be done properly. So I just same like how you do in the other app, either Adobe Scan or maybe all the other things. I click on done. Document is here. I click on save. You see that document is been getting saved here. It is waiting for Wi-Fi. I just try to, my Wi-Fi is on. Okay, it is getting uploaded. Right, so the advantage of doing this is whatever you scan, everything will be in a Google Drive itself. Okay, so this is uploaded. I'll just stop sharing from here. I will open it back in the computer so that you can see entire screen. Okay, I come back to that folder. I just refresh the folder in my computer. You see the whatever I scanned, that PDF has come here. So exactly how it wanted, you will get it here, right? The document. So this is another trick which can be done in the Google Drive. Okay, so a similar way, what I do is if you want to create a Google Docs, so Google Docs is an exact replica of Microsoft Word. So to create a Google Docs, one option is from the drive itself. You can click on new and you can see an option called as Google Docs here. You click on that, you get either blank document or from a template. So I can click on blank document and a blank document will get opened here, right? Okay, so this is how Google Docs get opened, but I'm not sure how many people are using this. I am a regular user of Google Docs. Why? Because I prefer using this documents because there is no problem of saving the things and no problem of versions and all those issues. Okay, so wherever you have browser, you'll be able to edit your documents. You'll be able to access your documents. You need not require MS Office or other softwares like that, which otherwise you have to install and you have to do this. But in this case, directly you can, wherever you have internet, you will be able to use this. Okay, so this is one way to create a Google Docs. Otherwise, straight away you open your browser, open a new tab. In the new tab, you just have to type docs.new. It's DOCS, not DOGS. DOCS.new. When you click on docs.new, it will again take you to the same place. It will open a new Google Docs, right? So similarly, you can either, if you want to create a Google Sheet, you can type sheets.new. If you want to create a Google Slides, you can use slides.new. All those things are possible here. Okay, so what I do is I create here itself so that I can later delete this documents. Okay, So to give a name to this document, on the top left you see if it is written as untitled document. So I click on that, I just give it as test file and I click somewhere outside, you see it is showing save to drive and it is saved. So this is how you rename a document. You don't have to click on save as option, all those things are not required. Straight away you can do it here. Okay. And if you see, it is almost having the same layout of how you use your Microsoft Word. You can straight away start typing all your tools and all those things, and whatever is required, all those things are available here. And there is no save button. If you see here, there is no option of saving, because as and when you start typing something, it will get saved. So when I type hello and press enter, you see on the top it will show saving, save to drive, right? So if I type welcome, again it will show saving, save to drive. So if your internet is proper and however speed you type, automatically it gets saved. So there is no provision for saving, because directly it is getting saved. Okay. So what I do is, I just wanted to type something. So instead of typing something, what I do is I just copy any content from Wikipedia. So since I'm a bit lazy, I'll do this. Okay. So this is one tip which I can show you. I just paste it here. Okay. So generally when we have assignments or some project reports or something to be submitted, what we do is we try to copy paste it from somebody else, maybe from your friends or maybe from internet and all those things. But we faculty, we will come to know it so easily, because there are a lot of other tricks how we can come to know, which I'm not going to share all the tricks here. But one easy things, it is not for you to copy. I'm telling, it's not that you are copying the things entirely, but there may be some cases where we want to take something from internet or from other sources. Okay. So when you simply copy paste, you see it comes like this. This is called as a source formatting, means whatever it was there in the source, the same way it comes here, with bold, italics, and with the different colors, right? And changing the entire format of this might sometimes be difficult. It will not work in the proper way. So what you can do is, whenever you paste something, what you have to do is you have to use Control Shift and V to paste. So I will type it here. Control plus Shift plus V. So these are the keys which you have to use. The normal paste is Control V, right? So I will show you both the different. So I'm going to press Control V now. So when I press on Control V, so this is how it comes. So whatever was there in the source, it will come in that way. Next, I'm going to show, if I'm going to press Control Shift V, what happens. So I'm pressing Control, I'm pressing Shift, and I'm pressing V. So when I do that, you see the difference. So when you do Control Shift V, whatever font and whatever style you have selected in the document, in the same way it comes. You don't have to make some changes later. Directly it get pasted, right? But if you just use Control V, what happens is it will come according to what is there in the source. So one font will be something different. There will be links and all those things. All those things can be avoided when you use Control Shift V. Okay. So this is one tip. And just imagine I have to insert an image here. So image, whatever we had here. Okay, sorry. Close that page. Okay, there is one image here. So if you want to copy this image, I can right click. I can click on copy image, and straight away wherever I require, I can just paste it here. Image get pasted. Right? Now, one other thing which you may not have seen in Microsoft Word, in the new version it is there, but otherwise it is not there. Like if you want to place this image in a particular place. So when you click on the image, you get this option. One is inline. So when it is inline, wherever I move, you see automatically that all the characters which are there, which will move around. There is another option. When you click on this image, you get an option called as wrap text. So wrap text is like, wherever I move the image, accordingly the text also will get arranged. So this will help you when you create your documents or your maybe your reports and project reports and all those things. So wherever I keep the image, accordingly the text also will get arranged. So if you want to keep in the center, if I keep in the center, you see accordingly all the text around it has been changed. This margin you can reduce. Reduce the margin to 0. So when you reduce the margin, you see accordingly the text also will get rearranged. Okay. So this is how we can add the images. So images, the one which I shown was just copy pasting an image. The other one which I want to show is if you want to directly add an image here. So generally, if you want to add an image to your document, what we do is we go to maybe Google and search for the things and all those things. But here you don't have to do that. On the top right, on the top you have something called as an insert. There's an option called as image. So when you click on that, you get this option, upload from computer, or if you have it in your drive, photos and all those things, you can do that. Or if you want to search from the web. So this is the best option which I feel. I click on search the web. I type the keyword called as flower. You see right side, you get a Google option. I type the keyword as flower. You get a lot of images on the flower. So whichever you like, you click on that image, you get an option called as insert. I click on insert. The image comes here. Then once it comes here, you can just make it small or bigger, or accordingly you can make it, and you can do it, right? And wherever you want to place, you can place it. So as simple as it. You don't have to download the image and just again go to the downloads, copy paste it from, all those things are not required. Okay. Similar way, if you want to make some small changes in this, you can always do that. You have an option called once you select the image, you get an option called as image option. I click on image options. Maybe some recoloring if you want to do, you can do that. See, you can make it to different colors, but not a big set of editing is not possible, but a small type of this is possible. Transparency, if you want to increase transparency, can be increased. Brightness, contrast, and all those things are possible here. Okay. And also, if you want to crop an image, here itself we can crop. There is a crop image option here. I click on crop image. I move this black this thing wherever I want. I click on enter. You see the image has become small. Or however I wanted to crop it, that is possible. I have removed the extra spaces which was around the flower, which can be done. Okay. Again, the best part here is, again, if after showing this, for example, I cropped an image like this, I shown to my faculty. The faculty might have told you have to paste the exact picture that whatever extra things was there that is required. So if it is a Word document, what you have to do, again, you have to go back, you have to download the image, you have to find the image, all those things. But here it is not like that. Again, you come back to this document, click on this image, click on the crop option. You see the extra portion which you have cut will be always there. You can just move back the borders and the image is back here, right? So this is another tip. I think there are, okay, the time is running too fast. Okay, another tip which I want to show here is if you go to tools, there is an option called as voice typing. I don't know how many of you have tried this. Go to tools, you click on voice typing, one mic will come here. So I click there, click to speak. And after that, whatever I speak, you can see it automatically get typed. So this option is there in your mobile version also. If you have a pretty good internet speed, whatever you type, whatever you say, it get typed. So you don't have to sit and type it here. Just switch on this voice typing, and whatever you say, everything will get typed to your document. There may be a small silly changes, but that always you can change it. First you speak completely, everything it will get typed. Once you're done with the typing, you just close this mic option, click on that. So whatever I told till now will get typed there, and after that you can make small minor changes. Okay, so this is voice typing which is possible. The other important tip which I have to show here is something called as a special characters. If you want to add some special characters, it is possible. So I click on special character. For example, you remember some maybe some icons, or maybe, okay, just for an example, I want to search for a heart symbol. So I click on heart symbol. When I just search for heart, you get different type of heart symbols here. So whichever you like, you can just add it. I click on this, the symbol get inserted. You see the symbol got inserted here, right? So similar way, I click on insert. I want to click on special character. Now I remember a special character, but I don't remember what's the name for this. For example, if I want to have a emoji of a duck. Okay, so what I do is I just use my mouse and I draw something similar to a duck like this. Just going to draw it. It may not look similar to a duck, but when I draw, you see, you get all the list of options here. So out of this list, there is a swan, the duck or the swan option. So I click on swan. You see automatically that icon get added. So similarly, whichever special character you want, you can add like that. Click on insert, click on special character. If you want some double arrow like this, I just draw it here. You get the list of arrows. So whichever you like, you can select out of it. The arrow gets added. And it is similar to your text itself. I select, and if you increase the font size, the emoji also will get increased. So that is how this works. Okay. So I think this is for the document. And the next option is share button. I click on share button. You can add multiple people here. So if you want to add any collaborators, you can add it here. I type an email ID and I decide whether I'm giving editor rights to him or whether he can only view the things or he can only comment. So this is one important thing when you share your document with others, because generally when you share with others, they'll get an editor option. But if you give editor option, the other person who is sitting there will be able to edit your document. So always be careful when you share it, whether you're going to give us editor option or a viewer option or commenter option. This, I feel you people will be knowing that. Okay, so I just cancel it. So this is how we share a particular document. Then it is possible to download this document as multiple versions. You can download it as a docx, which is for your Word format or ODT format or RTF, PDF, EPUB. EPUB is for your Kindle and all those e-publication readers. So whichever way you want, you can just click on download it and use it. And also if you upload Google Docs, not Google Docs, sorry, Microsoft Word document here, you also, that also will be able to open it as a Google Docs. Okay. One more thing which I have to share here is, which is called as preferences. So I click on tools, I click on preferences. There you get the second option, which is called a substitution. So here I can substitute or I can give any shortcuts. So see, for copyright, the shortcut is like this. For example, if I want to write a document and where I use my name. So if I give something like this, so sorry, I give a shortcut like this. So if I type capital RR in any part of the document, automatically it has to be replaced with Rakesh Raju. Or if I type AJIET, it has to be replaced as AJ Institute of, sorry, spelling mistake, Institute of Engineering and Technology. So like this, you can give multiple shortcuts here. So once it is done, I click on OK. I come back here. So I type RR and I press enter space. You see it has changed to Rakesh Raju. Similar way, if I type AJIET, I press space, automatically it becomes to AJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. So these are shortcuts which can be used when you're typing or some regular words are to be used. Okay, so this is about the Google Docs. So quickly, I will switch on to Google Sheets. So Google Sheets is an exact replica of your Excel. So here the things which I have to share here is one thing is called as generally other things you know how to create, or maybe I will open one test document which I prepared here. Okay, so these documents are there. So just some marks have been given. So if you want to find the sum of this, I think this formulas you might be knowing how to do this. Okay, so I have some student details, their marks, first marks, second marks, and final marks, all those things are there. If you want to create a chart out of this, what I have to do is I have to just select this particular table, and on the right bottom corner, you have something called as an explore. So I click on explore. You see automatically the chart will get generated here. So whichever chart you want, you can select out of this. You get a column chart or pie chart or this thing, all those things are available. Okay, so if you want to insert, I click on this and I click on insert chart. The chart has been inserted. So this is as simple as that to create a chart. Okay, this is one trick. Other trick which I want to show here is translation is possible here. Okay, so what I do is I just select this and I give some color to this just for identification. I give some red color. Okay, it is too dark. I just change it to some yellow color. Okay, and here there is a formula here. So equal to Google Translate. So translation can be done here. Equal to Google Translate. And here we have to give the inputs here. So the first one is if I enter something in the cell, it has to be translated. So I select the cell. So Google Translate comma B12, that is a number of this, or that is a value for this particular cell identification. And next I have to give from which to which I have to translate. So I click on auto. I type auto. Auto tells that whichever language you are typing, that has to be translated. Auto, comma, again to which language you are going to translate. So if I have to translate it to Kannada, I type KN, I close this and I press enter. Okay. So if for an example, if I type hello and press enter, you see automatically it gets translated to Kannada. Okay. If it is not possible to view, I'll just increase it here. Okay. So this is how it is. So what was this thing I had given here? Google Translate. In the bracket I had given which cell has to be translated, and auto I'm giving is whichever language you type it here, that has to be translated to Kannada. So similar way, if you have to translate it to Malayalam or something, I click on the same thing, equal to Google Translate. Cell is same, B12. I have to type auto, close it, and Malayalam, I think it is ML, close it. Yeah, so it comes like this. So what I do is I just drag and apply it to all other cells. So if I type welcome and press enter, see automatically it gets translated. If I type how are you, automatically you see in the Excel itself will get translated. So you can do it in vice versa. Either you type in other language, you can convert to English, or all those things can be done. Okay, so this is one trick which is possible in Google Docs, Google Sheet. The other one which I have to share is something called as a trend line. Okay, so trend line is something like equal to a spark line. So it is a miniature one. So what I do is I just select few values here. This is already existing. Okay, increase the size and I show you how it looks. So I have taken this final marks as input for this. So for that I used sparkline, equal to sparkline G4 to G7. So you see the trend is going like all these marks are going down, right? So if I make some changes, if I make it to 50, you see the line also changes. If I make it to 10, there's a small change here. If I make it to 25, so this is called as a trend line. So in a cell itself, it is possible to create a trend line if you use this option called as equal to sparkline. Okay, this is one trick. Other things, if you are working in more with Excel, I would be able to tell you later. But now I think we are running short of time. So that is about having giving, which can do it in your Google Sheets. Okay. Similar way, if you want to create a Google slide, there is an option called as Google Slides. I create a Google slide here. So this is again exact replica of your Microsoft PowerPoint. The things are same. Once you know Google Docs well, then all the things are same because the menu options are almost similar. The sharing option is also again similar. How do you save a presentation is again similar here. And here, if you want to add something, for example, if I want to add a video, just click on video, you get two options, not two, three options. One is search, one is by URL, other one is by Google Drive. So if you want to search some YouTube videos, I just search for our college video itself, some SJC I type. So here what happens is, rather than you going to YouTube and searching there and bringing the link here, directly you can do a YouTube search here. So once again, I'll show you where it is. You open a Google Slides, click on insert, click on video, give the keyword here, you get a list of all those things. I click on select, the video gets added, the YouTube video. Okay, now on the right side you get options here, how you want to play this, whether you want to play it on click or play it automatically when the slide comes, and also which part of the video has to be played, whether you want to start from 00 and till the end 2:45, or whether you have to start it from the first minute, 1 minute to 2 minutes. Okay, so this you can decide how you want to give it. So if you select only those, according to those, only that portion will get played. And if you don't want the audio to be played, you can click on mute audio. Okay, so I'll just, if I just go to the slideshow mode, video is here, I click on play, you see from the first minute, it starts playing. Right? So this is how you can add an video to this. So similar way, you can add other things also. You can add audio, that is possible. Multiple things are possible here. And here also, similar like I told, there is no separate save button. So wherever you click, automatically it gets saved. I just type something, automatically it get saved. Okay. We are almost on time there. Okay. The next thing what I have to share, one more thing. If I go back to the file which I have created, so if it is a Google slide, or whether it's an Excel or whether it's a Word document, anytime when I just open this, you can edit. Okay, so I just want to show some more things. Hello, how are you, and all those things I just typed just to show you something that is called as a version history. So version history, you will get it from here. I click on file. There you have something called as a version history. I click on version history. See version history. So it will show you at what particular point of time you have typed the things. So if you see it here, on 11:40 I started the document. Then 11:41 I typed this much. Again, next time I deleted. So when I delete, you get this. So you get an exact history of the document, what has happened here. So you create a document, you share it with your friends. By mistake, he or she deletes the document also, no problem. Anytime you can go back to the state. So when you select the particular time, you get an option called as restore this version. So when you click on restore this version, your document will go back to that previous state. Okay. So this is what you see, when whatever changes you have made at every point of time, everything will get saved. So at this point, the change what I had made, you'll be able to see it here. Okay, 11:53, this was the change which I had made, and it will show you who had made the change also. Since I have not shared with anyone, it is showing only my name. Otherwise, it will show each and every person's name to whomever it is shared. If he or she or somebody else make a changes, it will show with the person's name as well as at what particular point that person has made what change. So these are the things I think which I have to share with you. There are a lot many other things. Generally, it is not possible to convey these things in a single presentation, because it usually the sessions we conduct it for 3 days to 5 days, where you get in detail all those things, and you will be able to do it hands-on and all those things. So I hope the session was little bit helpful to you. So we have a small feedback which has to be taken. I will post it in the chat itself. So this feedback is from my end. I don't know, sir. I think from the college you'll be having your own feedback which you'll be taking. Maybe
Yes,
this
sir.
link, in case if the students are not able to fill this feedback link, this is for my own improvement, just to check what and all things had gone wrong, or whether something has to be improved and all those things. So the feedback link is posted in the chat. I will share the same with sir also. Sir later can circulate it with the students and get the feedback. So thank you from my end. If there are any questions, I am open for questions.
So student participants, any questions you can post here, or you can ask directly to sir.
I know it was a bit fast because there are a lot of things to be told here. I thought.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Actually, what happens? We are very well versed with these MS tools.
Okay.
But how to actually that time you have conducted one session for staff. At the time,
Yes.
we thought like it is better to introduce these platforms to the students. Actually, they are
Yeah.
not using even 5% of what we use.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that's the intention here to conduct this webinar, sir.
Yes.
So
Yes.
thank you, sir.
Yes. MS tool. The problem is like you have to install that.
Yeah.
And version also
We
if it
should-
differs. You will be knowing that we prepare our PPT in one version, and when you open in the other one, entire template will go. The full things will.
Another is internet. Everyone should
Yes.
have
Internet. Yes.
internet.
But
So
nowadays
thank you, sir.
everybody has internet. There is nobody without internet now.
But actually, the speed differs. Sometimes we are
Yes.
having
Yes.
slow internet speed. They will not work here.
Yes.
So
Yes.
data
That is true.
loading, saving. Sometimes it will not save.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
That is. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Over to Harshit.
Thank you. Thank you, sir, for this information session.
Thank you, Harshit.
On behalf of the college management and all the students, I would like to thank our user, Mr. Rakesh Raju, for taking his precious time out and giving us this informative session on Google application. We got to learn a lot of interesting things, sir. Thank you. I would also like to thank our staff coordinator, Mr. Prashant DA, for your presence and support, sir. I would also thank our management for carrying out such events. Last but not least, I thank all the staffs and students for showing their interest in this session. I once again thank you for making this program successful. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Harshit. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.